In this video, I'm going to show you how to fold an origami hydrangea with leaves, a color change variant of Shuzo Fujimoto's Hydrangea by Meenakshi Mukerji. For more of Meenakshi's fantastic work, do check out her website origami.net. I use a square sheet of paper with a side length of 15 centimeters or 6 inches, and the finished model then has a side length of 5 centimeters or 2 inches, and you can either flatten it completely or, which I actually prefer, leave it in this more blossom-like 3D shape. This one has a height of a bit over half a centimeter or a quarter of an inch. Now you can of course add more layers, like here and right there. So let's get started. We're going to begin by dividing the sheet of paper into thirds. There's various methods, but one which I think is quite easy is to put it in this zigzag shape and then ensure that the width of these 3 layers are about the same. And you can adjust and check until you're happy. And then simply pinch. And then add the creases for the thirds. And same in the other direction. Just putting it in a zigzag shape and then ensuring that the widths are about the same. Pinching and adding the creases. Now with the blossom side up, we're going to fold in the corners, all 4. Then flip over the paper and bring the edges to these crease lines. Flip over so that you have a mostly white model now, and now you can continue with the normal hydrangea folding, starting with the crossed box pleat. Now I have a very detailed video on how to fold the hydrangea already, so I'm going to just go quickly through it. We're going to fold the edge in 3/8 and then halfway, and repeat. And on the other 2 sides you only need to fold the 3/8. Then flip over and first blintz, and then go to the 3/4 mark all the way around. And of course complete the blintzes too. Then we're going to flip over the model and now collapse the crossed box pleat. And this is shown in more detail in my other video, so I'm just going to really quickly go through it. But basically you're going along the existing crease lines in the directions that they're already folded, ensuring that these 4 points right here are inside and those diagonal folds are mountain folds. And push together. And flatten. Now the 2-layer version is basically done. We only have to prepare the pre-creasings, and then I'm going to show 1 extra layer to get this result. And after that it's the same as the steps I'll show right now, so that you can go on as much as you like, and of course as the paper permits. So with the usual hydrangea I usually fold in the corners halfway, but with this version of the leaves I find it nicer if you don't fold it in quite as far. It's up to taste of course, and here I'm going with about 1/3. So as you can see here, the tip doesn't quite reach that color change layer. And we're pre-creasing this so that the collapse in the end is easier and cleaner. And we also need to pre-crease the leaf layer, and here you can also see I'm not going in quite halfway. but leaving a bit of a gap. And this is just a shaping detail, so fold it in as far as you like. Unfold all of that. And now we're just going to quickly zoom in. Next, these are the steps you always need to do for an additional layer. First, fold in the 4 small corners. Unfold and sink by pulling 2 layers up, letting a square pop up, ensuring that you fold very accurately here so that the layers look nice and you can potentially add more layers. Collapse down to have the first open sink and continue with the next one. Then flip over the model, open 2 petals, and then fold up and try to really not have these layers drift apart too much. And because that tip slightly looks out, I actually like to take that and push it inside. Just a minor detail. And then you're going to pull the layer up, and this is shown in detail in the other video, and collapse down. And continue with the other 3 sides. And once you've completed that, you can fold inside the tips of the petals to shape them. Now, if you wanted to add another layer, you'd unfold these folds and then continue with the same steps as before, just on this smaller square. So you'd fold inside in blintzes and then sink those corners, turn it over again, and so on. But I'm done for now, so I'm just going to go to the next layer and fold it inside. And we already added those creases, so it's much easier because the paper wants to go exactly along that crease that we prepared. And then your hydrangea with leaves is all done. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you'll also like Meenakshi's book Wondrous One-Sheet Origami, which includes many beautiful folds. For a sneak peek, try folding the Gaillardia, which is also diagrammed in the book. Or check out the Hydrangea ribbon box designed by Dasha Shevarova. I've also got a playlist of further origami flowers, which you may enjoy. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next videos. And finally, do check out my website happyfolding.com for more origami content. I hope to see you around, and happy folding! And thanks so much for staying until the very end of the video. So here's another idea for you to try out. When we folded this model, we started with this color change base, which is mostly white. But if you flip the paper over, then you can see the center is colored again. And if you fold the crossed box pleat with that side up, then you will have another color change on the third layer when you add that. And isn't that fantastic? Meenakshi actually likes to call this the acid-base hydrangea, as in real life, a hydrangea will turn pink or blue depending on whether you feed it acid or alkane. And in origami, you can do both.